Supervising Director, and this is Animatic commentary for 1F18.
Hi, this is Bob Anderson. I was the director of this episode.
Mike Anderson, Assistant Director.
Hi, I'm Lance Kramer. Character layout I drew on this show.
And this is Matt Groening. I just walking by the studio. I thought I'd sit in.
Hey, where is Fort Springfield?
It's in Springfield, you know. Just added it on for this episode, and it's still there if we need it again. So, Lance, you want to start off about drawing on this episode, or just drawing in general for The Simpsons?
Yeah, basically how it happens is you get an audio cassette of the show, and then you work with the director, and you basically decide what the character looks like when they're saying those lines. And the director will give you some direction about how he thinks it should go, but a lot of it is up to the character layout artist to just be creative and basically draw what you see when you hear it.
Like this scene here, all the expressions hitting the accents of what Harry did as Flanders reading.
Right, exactly. You hit certain words are said in a particular way, and then you just draw them that way, and if it sits well with the director, then it gets on TV.
We heard Sergeant Clark's company singing it, sir.
Yes, well, there will be no smut.
Well, Mike, any comments you have in terms
Well, I remember this because we had, for reference, they gave us two movies, Full Metal Jacket and Gomer Pyle.
I see you went for the Gomer Pyle.
Well, that animated pan's really slow. I'm sure we fixed that later.
Now, this animatic compared to animatics on other TV shows, is this more primitive, about average, more complex?
It looks a little more primitive, I'd say, from what we're working with today.
One thing, we're still shooting on film, and now we do everything with Adobe Premiere. But this was a step up previously where we shot on film, but we only saw the negative.
Mountain Dew has its mellow yellow. Even Maggie has that baby.
We see what we did wrong, and then we fix it in the color.
Oh, this is the first appearance of the one-eyebrow baby, I think.
Mm-hmm. Based on Mike Wolf.
Yeah, looks a lot like Mike Wolf. But no beard.
Oh, I like this sequence.
This is great. Lance, did you do this sequence?
I don't think so.
Oh. Well, it's very good.
But it's good anyway.
Now, Bob, you worked, this was the first show you did a storyboard for, wasn't it?
Yep, this is my second show directing, and this Act 3 was my first storyboard.
Oh, we're going to see some of that later, I think.
I love the delayed payoff for that gag.
It's great.
Okay. Who came up with that?
It was written in the script that way.
Really?
When we cut back to Barton Skinner.
Well, that guy's mooning his bare bottom, but you can see it very well.
Yeah, that part I did. I remember drawing that.
Mike, what was
From
that with
life.
the tank? Was that tank supposed to go the other way initially? Or
No,
what was
that was my big contribution to the show. Was I made the tank go in the opposite direction.
Very nice.
Now you realize.
You could see his butt the other way.
And we talked about pans. Probably most of you, some of you may not know that what we do is we have the still images and we'll pan on top pegs or bottom pegs, the other element, that in that case the tank, or panning a background behind somebody. Or we move the entire building.
What's he doing here?
I like these minimal backgrounds we have.
This is Act 3. By then, you're just scraping by on nothing, trying to make the schedule.
Well, that's a good point, because the background layout artists have to catch up after the character layout artists. The character layout artists will make a rough sketch, right? And then afterwards, the background artist will follow through.
And the more characters, the darker it is, because you can't see through the paper.
Hey, there's that gesture.
It's a shrug, yes. I think we call it too palmy.
Right.
When we do too much of it.
Done and done. And I mean done.
What's going on?
How did somebody put it? That means I don't know what else to draw.
Well, here's your fine storyboards, because I guess the time ran out.
Yeah, 304 scenes. 305.
Later seasons, it would be 404 scenes.
This was, I think you're right, the beginning of the point where seasons got more and more scenes. We started, I think, averaging about 250 scenes, and then up to 300, 350, then 400.
Now, the increased velocity, was that your doing? You're just trying to top yourselves, or what?
A combination of both. I think maybe we're getting more interested in cinematics, and the script seemed to demand it. One keep feeding the other, I think. You know, we do something like that, people liked it, and we kept going.
More jokes.
Yeah, the show's a lot faster now than it used to be. But everything's like that nowadays, though.
This is great. In the final version, Chalmers' speech here is amazing.
Oh, yes. Oh, we added the extra joke on top of it just to sort of stick it harder.
Flanders is history.
Now, Michael, is this the first show you were a supervisor?
No, this is my
Assistant?
second as assistant director with Bob. Also, I did his first.
Lord bless and keep you.
Now take it outside, God boy.
What were we going to say, Bob?
You know, they added more lines to Chalmers' speech. There's a God has no place.
Oh, yeah.
Seems to know the student's name.
You know, I remember there was the graffiti that was on those lockers. It was just sort of random, but there was some question at the meetings of what all the initials meant. And they were just letters.
It's interesting, too, by the way, in the storyboard, we hadn't designed Leopold, so he looked quite different in the storyboard.
There's the ending you won't see in the final show.
The steamroller through the wall. Well, in the show, too, this ending had a very cute thing where Bart actually just walks away and he has a sign on his back that
Right.
says, "Teach me."